Guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new video on Salvage Diaries. So for those of you that are wondering where I've been, there is very good reason for that. I have been working on vehicles, but I've been doing a lot off camera because there's a lot of stuff that I'm going to explain that will make sense in this video why I haven't done it on camera. So I'm finally at the point now where we can start making some content, some good content. And guys, this video, this project, what I'm taking on is probably the biggest thing that I've taken on so far. So I'm excited to bring you guys along the way, show you exactly what we've been doing, what we've been up to. A lot has happened. So for those of you that are sort of fairly new, don't remember, last year I bought 2 Caddy vans from auction. I bought one from a member of staff that was selling on behalf of his client, and it turned out to be a lemon. So I got stitched up there. If you haven't watched that video, go ahead, watch that video, that will explain all. So I'll do a little recap because I did some filming a couple months ago, and it will make sense in a little while. Spoke about it before. Got this Caddy van. It's a 2010 Caddy van, and the engine kept filling up with smoke. It was just a lemon, so filling up with oil and coolant. So I bought a Touran. The plan was to take the 2-litre SDI engine out of the Caddy and replace it with a 1.9 TDI from the Touran. So I started doing that. I started filming, removing the engines, and I found out that the wiring loom for each vehicle was completely different. One's a turbo, one's a non-turbo. There's a lot of wiring, and wiring is not my speciality. So now there is probably a way, no doubt, that this can be done a lot easier than the way I'm doing it, but this is the way I'm most comfortable doing it. Not a lot, well, I say that, not a lot could go wrong. So far, not a lot has gone wrong. Touch wood, fingers crossed. What I've decided to do is take the loom out of the Caddy, the whole loom, inside and outside. Take the loom out of the Touran. Use the Touran loom in the Caddy. So effectively, it's going to be a Touran in a Caddy shell. A lot of the parts are interchangeable. Now, I know the back of the vehicles are different. Some of the wiring is going to need to be extended, adapted, etc. The fuel tank, you can access the fuel pump in the Touran, but you can't in the Caddy. So there's things like that that we've still got to do. So I'm at a point now where I've taken both looms out. Okay, let me show you the loom that I've taken out of the Touran. That's going to be going into the Caddy. Let me just shut that, flip this around. That is the whole interior loom from the Touran that is going to be going into the Caddy. So the Touran is completely stripped, more or less. There's still a few little bits, but I'm using it as storage. I'll show you that everything has been gutted, taken everything out, and I've just got in a position where, let me make that wider. I'm in a position now where everything is out, more or less. There's a few cut wires over there that I need to take out. There's a cut plug under there. A few bits and bobs. I sort of stripped the inside out. That's where we're at. So I hope that sort of makes sense as to what we're doing. We're putting a Touran loom, Touran engine, Touran gearbox. So this is going from a 2-litre SDI non-turbo 5-speed to a 1.9 TDI 6-speed. So I've even swapped the subframes over. So I'll show you the Caddy subframe is on the Touran shell. This was what was on the Caddy. Look at all of that. And this is the Touran subframe. It all bolts on in place. You've got a motor there, obviously does with the power steering and whatnot. So This is where we're at. We're obviously going to give this all a clean up. The reason why I haven't made any content recently is because I think it'd be more interesting filming it all going back together than me making videos of stripping it all down and then putting it all back together. You sort of know where we're at. We're in a position now where we can start putting it all back together. We've crossed the halfway mark, and this is sort of interesting content, hopefully. So I've got some footage of originally stripping down both vehicles. I'll put the clips in now and explain. Here it is. We're going to start taking the engine out of the Touran first. What I'm going to do, I'll do some time lapse. Obviously when we're taking the engine out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jack it up. I'm going to get the front end off. We're going to drain down all the fluids. I'll probably do a bit of time lapse on that. We've got to get the subframe off of this because we're going to be using the subframe, dropping the whole thing. It's going to be coming out, and then obviously we'll be swapping the subframes over with a Caddy. By the time we need to start working on the Caddy, that will be gone to the paint shop, so we have the space we can put it in here. Okay, so you're all up to date now as to where we're at. You've seen the footage from removing the engine and so on. What I'm going to do before we carry on with this build is show you what I've done so far regards to putting this back together. Like I said, they're both stripped. We have, like I mentioned earlier, we've put the Touran subframe on. Let me show you. Got the Touran subframe on. I've now brought the wiring loom through into the engine bay. This side's come through as well. That's all good. I've removed this little blanking cap because we've got some wiring to go in there, which is that. I've brought the ABS sensor through. I've changed the airbag module over there from the Touran. I don't know if that's the same, but everything from the Touran is coming over here. This is the current state of play. We've got to put that frame into position and all the wiring can be screwed, bolted back onto the frame. So this wiring will go along there. That wiring will go along there. Obviously I need to work out how I'm going to get that wiring through to the back, because obviously you've got the door, so I don't know. We're going to be putting a rear seat conversion, so this panel is going to be coming out, and we're going to take, you can't really see, but we're going to be taking that setup so we can use the rear seats. So I've also changed the gear linkage over. Show you that 6-speed in now. That's going to be changed because that's seen better days. I'm going to be changing the handbrake lever from the Touran because the Touran one is black, that one's grey. Door cards, again, we're going to have electric windows, so there'll be no more winding it down. Little things like in the sun visors, the Touran had lights when you pull the sun visors down, so we're gonna put that in. It's not going to have aircon. I've opted out of having aircon. We're going to fit the old Caddy setup, the heater matrix and everything, so the heater blower, we'll get that all done. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get this in, but I need to get the heater blower out from storage, put that in, get all the wiring up, then I can put that in, and then that's sort of everything is sort of in position as to where it sort of needs to go, there on or abouts. So I'll get set up. Once that's all done, I'll pop back in, show you what we've been up to. Okay, so we've now started putting the wiring back in behind where the dash is. The metal crash bar behind the dash is also put in with the heater setup as well. I have decided to put aircon in the van because why not? I'll show you what I've been up to anyway. So I've cut that out, so the aircon setup is there. Obviously I still need to get the pipe works off of there, but that's for another day. Let's have a look in here. This is how we're going. So we're getting on at the moment. Coming along nicely. Now I'm not going to be putting the dash and everything in until I have put the engine in, started it up. The fuel tank, I'll show you underneath, has been dropped because I need to get to the wiring to plug in for the fuel pump. That's going to go sort of underneath there. I was going to drill a hole up here, but I'm just going to run through. There's a little hole, I don't know if you can see under there, and it will go into the fuel pump. So yeah, we're coming along. Also, why I went with this setup from the Touran is because it's got electric heater dials as opposed to the twist and turn ones, so just a little bit more modern. They're the old ones, so we're not going to have that set up anymore. So it's going to look really nice once it's done. I'm really looking forward to sort of just cracking on now, getting it set up. So this is where we're at the moment. So like I said, apologies for the long delay on content. I wanted it to be the right time. I didn't want to sort of dip in and out and leave it for months on end, which sort of I have done a few videos, but I'm sort of back now. I've got good content. I have this to do. I'm going to be keeping this van. I think I said that earlier. I've got to change the windscreen on my silver Caddy. That was another video. That was another vehicle that was featured on the channel. Got to change the windscreen still because when we got that, I had a little crack on the windscreen. That's still there. We've got to change the drop link on the passenger side. The front bumper has a crack. The rear bumper is a Mark 4 Caddy bumper, which I'm going to run on this. So I need to swap the bumpers over. So I want to get this running. I can pull this out, get the silver Caddy in. There'll be some content on that. I've also got another van. I've got another 2 cars that I want to do pretty much the same thing as what I'm doing here. I've got a Mark 4 Golf, which is a diesel. I want to convert to petrol. That's for another day. So yeah, that's going to be all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly enjoyed filming the video. I'm glad to be sort of back doing the YouTube. So it's been a long time coming. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Go follow us on Instagram at Salvage Diaries. And guys, I will see you soon in the next one. Peace.